We're going over 22 years
Oh
now.
my God.
22 years, Jeff. Of some of the things we've worked in many different locations in the past.
We cannot mention that. The story you just told me off air. We cannot mention it.
I know. It can't be shared with many, but I can tell you that we've had many adventures. Many. Radio is always fun. Radio is always fun. I don't care what industry you talk. Radio will always be the best industry that's out there, that's unique and carries so many different things that will never happen anywhere else.
But I'm still crying over that, and I shouldn't have said anything because now people are going to say, "Tell me the story." No, it's inappropriate. I can't do it. So let's talk about technical stuff here. As we mentioned, we teed this up a couple of minutes ago.
Yeah.
Scientists have discovered a new material that can change your phone battery.
This is amazing, really.
In minutes, because
it charges your battery in minutes. Yeah. Well, one of the things we look at, lithium ion is still, it was a step forward from where it was even 10 years ago. And, there's always been the challenge of, well, we've got wireless charging. We've seen the USB. Samsung came out with the fast charge. All of this is phenomenal when it comes to and I'm speaking on behalf of everyone. When we're sitting there and our phone's down to 20% and you've got, you're in the middle of a meeting or you're driving on the highway and you forgot your cable and you're going, and we're so dependent on them. I mean, even when you're on an important phone call or whatever the situation is, you want to be able to plug it in and make it go. You need that extra charge. So the biggest challenge is bigger battery life is what we keep seeing a lot of the phone makers coming out with. So the new Note 9 they're announcing is going to have a 4,000 milliamp battery, which maybe doesn't mean much to anyone, but 4,000 milliamps will probably get you as a heavy user, I would say through a good solid 6 hours of watching in high definition video. It will get you through almost 2 days of regular heavy business use. And it's also the ampage of which the Note 7 that exploded. So I trust they fixed that issue, right? So we always see the evolution of where science is going. Well, Cambridge University had come up with, I'm probably going to say this wrong because from lithium ion has a component that uses niobium tungsten oxides, which are basically a way to speed up the charge particles into the battery. Now that's Adam's version. I'm no scientist and no Albert Einstein here, but what happens is in lithium ion, it depletes, you charge it, it then regenerates the electrons inside the battery, giving it that charge quicker and faster. And now this one, they claim, can take a battery that would be similar to an iPhone 8, a Note 9, and it will be able to charge it in less than 5 minutes.
I'm just thinking because I'm always the guy when I go out and cover a news conference. I'm the guy.
That guy. You're that guy?
And I think I checked it, things diligently. But you're at a news conference, which tends to go a little longer than normal, and you're recording the audio, you're shooting the video. Yeah. You look down the battery and 10%. Oh, crap. And then it's out, and you come back and tell them, well, how'd it go?
You're right.
Well.
Let me explain it because I couldn't record it. I know. You and many millions of others that are out there.
So that's a good thing for us.
Yes.
So now, interesting. Ever wonder what happens to your phone with a cracked screen?
Yeah.
And you have no ability to work it, and you assume that everything is gone because we've all cracked. Again, guilty as charged.
Hand in the air, yes. Yeah.
Your phone gets dropped.
Yes.
Talk about that.
Yeah, well, what happens is a lot of people, they can't turn it on. And what happens is you take the assumption that your phone is no longer active. And you could take it in and it's still got value. And what happens is people will take it in and they will trade it in for an upgrade, or maybe it's at a booth in a mall, or it could be at the actual, Apple Store is actually pretty legit, but T Booth, and I'm going to name a few that are out there that will accept used phones. The thing that I want to talk about is there was a story of a young lady, teenager, cracked her screen, couldn't turn it on, realized it wasn't working, ended up taking it to a store, upgraded it, got $11 because even the guy who was testing it said there's nothing here, it's dead. What they do with these used phones, what we don't know, is that they package them and they send them overseas to other countries where iPhones are still not a commodity. It is actually a very high volume or a high luxury item. And iPhone 5s, for example, here are like, well, that was so yesterday. Well, in Africa, in countries where the iPhone is still not even available at the newest stage, they get sold. And in the United Emirates and Pakistan, what they found was this teenage girl who had a cracked screen got a phone call and a response from a gentleman who took a screenshot because he got it working, fixed the screen, got it back up and running, and all of her login and passwords were still active. And so he was telling this teenage girl that I have access to all your files, all your information, all your Facebook. And it became a little bit of a media situation of how did this happen? How was it a used phone ended up in Pakistan or in the United Emirates from North America? And so the reality is that when you are done with your phone, the old days in radio, you used to take the reel-to-reel and put it over the magnetic strip. Batteries are a little stronger than that. So what you need to do, as Adam may tell you, the old homemade version is you erase it. You do a backup erase, which does not remove the information completely. You can still restore information, so keep that in mind. So when you back up and erase it, the next thing you should do is on a separate computer or other device, download a video. Make it a big video. It could be 5 gigs or otherwise. Transfer it over to your phone. It doesn't matter what the video is. You could put ducks flying, a fireplace crackling at Christmas, but just put a very large file on that phone. What it will do is it will overwrite that file. Then what you can do is erase it again, and that will give you enough that I would say would be sufficient to that the information that couldn't be recuperated from the file. So that's the homemade version, but it's important. Don't just see, oh, it's cracked, I can't turn it on, the computer won't recognize it. You really do got to go through the effort of shredding it, putting it in an authorized shredder like Shred-it, Iron Mountain. I'm not endorsing any one of them, but they will destroy properly your hard drives.
On that note, Samsung is continuing to innovate what they call created an unbreakable glass.
Yeah, this is one step. I've been talking about this with Bill Kelly for a while, that it's going to be coming. The folding phone. And one of the challenges in a folding phone is glass is pretty rigid. It's been for years. It's one of those items of which has yet to be able to fold or bend. And Gorilla Glass 6 came out, which is a lot stronger, chip resistant. We're going to see that on the new iPhones in the Note. Samsung announced this past week that they've got a foldable plastic glass that is actually capable of having clear crystal, will not chip, will not break, and they've actually tested it. Over 26 times, they gave an example, which was about 4 feet high, 1.2 meters. 26 times they dropped the phone with this material, not one crack, not one chip. And I think what we're going to see is that's going to differentiate between the Samsung and iPhones. That's going to be the big thing we're going to see next year. Folding phones, and we're going to see the quality of the glass.
Geez, I dropped phones so all these times. You think they could have asked me to help?
Well, I was going to say, we're looking to you. I don't speak on behalf of Samsung, but we should make you a test subject in so many ways, Ted. So many ways, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, don't let this happen to you.
I won't limit it to dropping phones.
Changing topic.
Yes.
Tommy Hilfiger has a new smart clothing line. And
yeah.
It's interesting to say the least.
Well, you know what? In my opinion, I share this because it was a bit of media hype in regards to where we're seeing how do all of these fashion designers keep up with the trends. I mean, colors, styles, or collars and pockets, and is it long at the front, short at the back? There's so many styles you can do, and I think we've seen this many times where fluorescents from the 80s are coming back.
Good.
Good. Yeah, I can now see you while you walk down the street. Tommy Hilfiger decided that they were going to jump in line with the Levi's, as Levi's has smart wear, but Levi's was integrated with Google and Microsoft. That allows you to answer your phone. It allows to track where you are. What Tommy Hilfiger's doing, and to my opinion, this is Adam's opinion only, don't think it's not gonna be a fit. Tommy Hilfiger's smart clothing now allows you to sign in, register your clothes, connects with a Bluetooth device, and instead of telling you where you are or where you need to be or answer your phone, it's going to reward you for wearing your clothes. Their clothes, actually, not just any clothes, but wearing Tommy Hilfiger. It's called Explore, the number X, or the letter X. Explore, that's the brand. And when you wear it, it will know that you're wearing the brand, and it will know where you're wearing it because you would give it permissions, and it will give you reward points. So as you're walking with your Tommy Hilfiger sweater, jacket, t-shirt, whatever it is that they're bringing, they've got many paraphernalia that they've got. They will track your actions, and the more you wear it in public, the more of a populous area. So say you go to a concert, it will know you're at a Taylor Swift concert, and it will give you extra points. What do you do with these points? Well, they're going to give you autographed Tommy Hilfiger wear, and they're going to give you gift cards for Tommy Hilfiger products, whether they're colognes or perfumes. In my opinion, it's a self-serving smart product that's kind of instead of giving coupons, we're now going to make you buy my clothes, wear it in public. We'll know you're doing it because we can see you're wearing it. And as such, we're going to say thank you for being an advertisement for our brand. So that's not really very smart wear. It's actually pretty dumb wear, in my opinion.
This one is interesting. Changing topic totally.
Yes.
Death and cremation. The bio-urn.
You know what? I love tech in different ways, and I think we've gone through a whole revolution in regards to where we are in life and how we all move on to the next era of our living environment, or maybe non-living environment. There is a product called bio-urn. It's called Bio's Urn, by the way. It's plural. This is the ability that you could donate or buy into this package, and what they do is they'll take your deceased body and they will put it into a case. Again, in full form, not cremated. This is not a cremated urn. Right. Think of it as a large eggshell from Mork and Mindy, and you're being squeezed into this, and you're put into the ground, and it will come with seeds that will allow you to grow a tree. And a tree will actually grow and use your decomposed remains, the good part, I guess, that is biodegradable, and will actually help seed and feed a tree. So as far as, it's not very technical, it's just more of a, hey, we're going to take your body and turn you into a tree, and you can now donate yourself to planting a tree. That's going to be the, instead of donating to science, you're going to donate to nature. Kind of interesting perspective when you take a look at it. So
Mork and Mindy.
I know, I was the only way I could think of a huge egg. I don't know how else to describe it, but it's funny. You knew exactly what I was talking
exactly.
about. Exactly.
Right? I was thinking, nanu. Anyway, also,
yes,
the perfect way to start your day, of course, is a fresh cup of coffee.
Absolutely.
And the alarm clock.
Yes.
But something, again, science is always innovating. This is something new and interesting.
Yeah, well, nothing worse than waking up, and then you have to go out your bedroom, then you have to go to the coffee machine, and maybe you put the timer on wherever it is. It's usually probably on the shelf or in the kitchen at the back, and then you got to fill it with water and maybe get your Keurig cup and you're putting it in, and you're kind of just want your coffee. You're already awake. You might as well just grab a shower, get dressed, and move on. But there is a new product called the Verisure, and this is a perfect way because it's, in my opinion, we can't get any more lazier here, Ted, because this alarm clock is preset, and it looks like a petri dish that makes your fresh coffee at the crack of dawn right beside your bed. So it comes with with your stereo. You can listen to 900 CHML in the morning with that fresh smell of coffee right beside your bed. And if you're like me, when the alarm goes off, I'm probably going to try and slap the snooze button, and I'm going to spill coffee all over my hand and scream in pain going, this was the worst invention ever. But for only $700, you could make your coffee right beside your bedside.
That's a lot of money.
For fresh coffee in the morning, Ted, think about it. I mean, come on, that is so good. Just to reach out, grab your cup, and just start sipping. That's amazing.
By the way, you talked about so 80s. I got an idea for you.
Okay.
8 tracks in the car. Oh, it's been done? It's been...
Well, I'm glad you're not hosting Tech Talk. I'm just bringing it back to thank you that Adam Oldfield is hosting Tech Talk, because we've got this great invention. It's called a Walkman, where you take a cassette tape, throw it in, and we'll make it yellow so it's...
Yes! And then you take the tape out and it gets caught in the machine.
And then you get your pencil and wheel it around and re-spindle it.
Oh, it's been done already, huh?
Yeah, I'm sorry, buddy. Yeah, that's a little outdated.
This portion of the Bill Kelly Show brought to you by our friends at Hamilton Limo. Adam from FPM3. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, my pleasure. Absolutely.
Interesting. Always like these things about like
tech industry.
It's so simple. Like the Samsung phone, like the thing that cracks or non-crackable. Fascinating.
These are all elements that I think tech is taking us to a level which we have to accept is altering. And where does it change? And this is the key that I look at and think, how does a phone get better? And these are the little things we're going to be seeing a lot more.
All right. Thanks, Adam.
My pleasure.
This is the Bill Kelly Show on 900 CHML.
Nikki Reitmeyer, and I'm the host of a new global news